Welcome back in my adventure of watching Bleach. Episode 11. Rukia crying was great, and Ichigo climbing out the window was funny. Just the whole entire opening scene of this one episode was amazing and great. Ichigo scored a good score on a test that they had in school, so now he's a nerd, so, it happens, and now we get to make fun of him for Ichigo being a nerd. You're a nerd. Ichigo has a run-in to the Quincy, which he doesn't understand the whole Quincy, who are you? Why do you hate Soul Reapers? But the important thing at the end of the episode is, it's time to duel! Now moving on to episode 12. So they're going to do a hollow killing contest, which didn't see that one coming. What kind of crap is this? Chad gets knocked down by a slap. Like, come on, dude. You're way stronger than that. Oh, good. Yay! Chad finally has powers. I knew I wasn't crazy in thinking that he was special and had powers. Episode 13. The Hollow contest continues. I would like to say if seeing hollows means this in life, then I don't want to be like Otahime. I will stop going to abandoned houses or factories in the future. I promise. Tatsuki is in love with Otahime. They are true BFFs for life. I would like a hairpin that gives me powers like Otahime. Oh my god. My favorite part in this anime so far is this episode where Ichigo's sister brings the family to where she left Chad. Chad isn't there, so the dad just rips open his shirt and says, "Come give me a hug." And then the sister just punches him, and this whole entire time, the mod soul is just looking and watching and saying, "This is a great happy ending." Episode 14. Ichigo was mad at Uryu, who isn't getting the point of Soul Reapers killing the Quincy's. So Uryu sensei was killed by Hollows and blames the Soul Reapers, which I want to know, why didn't he find the Soul Reapers who showed up and killed him, or just killed the Hollows himself over his sensei instead of going after every single Soul Reaper to exist? Ichigo and Uryu have such a great "I'm the only one who gets to kill you and no one else does" vibe, which I appreciate. Episode 15. The Mod Soul is mad that he isn't really part of the team and is just stuck as a stuffed bear. Rukia is mad at Ichigo because he destroyed the Mega Hollow by himself. Odio shows up to school with his arm hurt from the Hollow fight and his "I fell down the stairs" excuse. No one believed him. At the end, all the girls ask Rukia if she likes Ichigo and she starts acting weird about it. Episode 16. Rukia left Ichigo, which seems off and weird because Ichigo has her powers, so I don't know how she'll be able to get them back because she just left him. Renji comes and attacks Rukia and asks where Ichigo is, and Renji says how Rukia is now a human instead of a proper Soul Reaper, which, such a stab in the heart. She just got called a human. Oh no. Renji is such an arrogant character. Odio walks by and he tries to save Rukia because two men attacking a woman isn't nice. And Odio just went out of his way to come save her, which his excuse he gives is just so cute and adorable. Khan tells Ichigo that Rukia has left them for good, but also that she's in trouble. But I don't know how he would have known that because he was trapped behind a toilet this whole entire time. So I don't understand that, how he knew Rukia needs help. But it doesn't matter, it's moving the plot along. Urahara just randomly appears in Ichigo's room and says, "Hey, I can help you with Rukia." Then we finally learn that the size of the Soul Reaper's Zakpan toe reflects how much spirit energy they have. Episode 17. Ichigo and Renji continue their fight, and Rukia is kind of really annoying about it. Ichigo in the last episode was about to die, and in this episode he's winning. Rukia's brother, Quincy, steps into the fight and tries to kill Ichigo, which Ichigo doesn't die, and all the Soul Reapers are really surprised that he isn't dead. But he is lying on the ground and he can't move, so that's at least something. To make sure Ichigo doesn't die, Rukia leaves with Quincy and Renji, setting off a new arc for the show. Obahara comes back again to Ichigo's side and convinces Ichigo to let him train under him, which, at this point, 17 episodes into Bleach, I gotta say, Obahara super obsessed with Ichigo. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you went into his house and he just had a whole entire shrine dedicated to Ichigo. Obahara is just everywhere where Ichigo is, and it's weird but at the same time. Like, I want to learn more about this character. I feel like he's super strong and he's just holding back. So I look forward to in future episodes learning more of him. Episode 18. Ichigo is going through a loss of Rukia leaving the human world. Otahime asks Ichigo where Rukia is, and Ichigo learns that she can see the ghosts, she can see the hollows, all dating back to when her brother became a hollow and that whole entire incident. We get our first glimpse into the Soul Society and how Rukia is living her life in jail. Renji and Rukia have a funny back and forth argument about Rukia's life. Back in the human world, Ichigo is starting his first test in training and it's fighting a little girl. Odio, Chad, and Otahime do their own training as well to prepare to help Ichigo when he goes to the Soul Society. This was a great episode with all the kids being out of school and it being summer break and getting a first glimpse into the Soul Society. And it's great because this episode still helps the plotline move along, but at the same time, it takes all the characters, puts them individually in the episode, and we learn more about their training, about their personality. So it's a really great fun episode that helps move the plot along while at the same time just being a super fun episode. Episode 19. The Soul Society decided to execute Rukia, which we all knew was coming. That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It's not even a surprise to the characters, except for Renji for some odd reason. Ichigo, to become a Soul Reaper again, has to climb up a hole without using his hands, which you think the main character, he would succeed, but he actually fails in this episode. And when he fails, this is definitely a foreshadow of how Ichigo will become a hollow in future episodes. And at the end of this episode of him being a hollow, he turns back into a human, so he's able to quickly control that power he has. Which at this point, I know it's a spoiler alert, but if you're watching Bleach, I don't know what to tell you. This is something that Bleach fans talk about. You can literally Google search Bleach and Ichigo will pop up with half his face being a hollow, half his face being human. So this is a spoiler alert, but at the same time, it really shouldn't be. Episode 20. Quincy is approached by two other captains asking how he feels about Rukia being executed, and they're just basically teasing him and making fun of him about Rukia. Ichigo challenged Urahara, and Ohara said if he can knock off his hat, then Ichigo will win. Ohara is super strong, and it's a surprise that he's not a Soul Reaper, but he can hurt one. Ichigo is finally able to hear the voice of his Zanpakuto, and because of this, he's able to use his Zanpakuto, say his name, and knock off the hat of Ohara winning the challenge. Now we have a time jump. Ichigo and his friends are watching fireworks at the firework festival, which is also the night before they all leave for the Soul Society. At the end of the episode, and throughout the past few episodes, I just like how there's this talking black cat and just no one seems to pay attention to what the cat says. I mean, when the cat goes up to Ichigo at the end of this episode and starts talking to him, the first thing Ichigo says is like, "What? This cat can talk?" Like, Ichigo completely ignores what the cat is saying. And then, of course, Chad is like, "Oh yeah, I'm still getting used to it too." And so are a few other characters. They're just like, "Yeah, like, it's a talking cat. Like, can't really say get used to it because I'm not used to it, but yeah, it's a talking cat." After watching the first 20 episodes, we have reached the end of season 1. I would like to ask the writers of Bleach 2021 to stop making each episode a to continued. Like, I get it, you want people to watch the next episode, but at the same time, trust me, we are already watching it, so of course we're gonna watch the next week's episode. You don't need to advertise at the end of each episode, oh, to continue, please watch the next episode. We're already gonna do that. Can you please stop doing that?